1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 9 volts. A salvage connector, an empty Minimax battery pack, and a multimeter to test when we're done. Little interesting fact, we call this a AA battery, but technically it's not. Two of these connected together would be a battery. One by itself is a cell. 9 volts are technically batteries because inside of a 9 volt is multiple cells. That's why it's a battery. So we're making a battery out of batteries. You want to tape these together for stability, but it's important to keep the tape thin so it will still slide inside that box. I also salvaged this as an insulator because in the end, one battery will be up here like this. I strip a piece of old line cord. I create 3 legs, which I tin with my soldering iron. I'm not sure if you can easily see that, but there are 3 discrete legs. Using a soldering iron, I tin the legs. You can see that silver one right there next to my iron. I tin the legs. It makes it easier for them to connect. When soldering batteries, it's always good to use some rosin paste flux. I have a little brush here for my Dremel set. Just kind of scoop a little bit there. And you put it right on the connections that you're going to be soldering, like so. Just a little brush, just a little bit. With the help of soldering flux, I've got a little solder base there. And I've soldered the leg to one terminal. And then with the magic of editing, I have 2 completed connections there. So now these 2 batteries have formed a battery, an approximately 18 volt battery. And we are reading an 150 volt scale between 0 and 30, which is approximately 15 volts on that, but this is not a digital meter. So it's close enough. It just shows that multiplication of voltage is occurring, and a digital voltmeter would show us probably in excess of 18 volts. And just because we can, we hooked up the digital voltmeter at the same time, and we're showing 19 volts, which is about right, 9.5, 9.6 for a fresh 9 volt. So everything is working out as it should. Of those 3 legs of wire we made, so far we've only used half of one of those legs. So this will probably do the whole battery. Okay, so 3 batteries, as we know, is going to be 19 volts. So 19 volts would have been what? 99 is 18, so 0.5, so 19, and the 9, 28.5. So 28.5 is what we should be reading. And right now we're just over the 30 on that. So I guess the calibration on this thing is off a little bit, especially when you're using the 150 volt scale, I would guess. But the reason why I do this is you want to make sure that the batteries are working. Sometimes the excess heat can damage the batteries. So I suggest before you put this whole thing together and tape it all up and put it in the box and glue it shut, that you make sure it's actually working, and I check after each connection to make sure that the multiplication of voltage is happening, and it is. And as you can see, the accuracy on this meter seems to go up as the voltage rises. We're now just above the 40 volt mark, which I would expect to be close to because of the way these batteries are over 9 volts when they start. All right, we now have 5 connected, and we're showing just over 50 volt. Okay, we have 6. If you notice that no battery is connected to itself, it's just negative to positive to each battery. 6 gives us just over 60 volts, which is to be expected with the fact that these start off a little bit more than 9. I'm now going to drop an insulator on it. Another 9 volt. Okay, so our cell is pretty much completed, all taped together. And our voltage is about 71 according to this meter. And that's fine. Okay, so we have a connection made there. using the old tab. I'm connected to the positive post. And there's the finished product ready to go into the box. 70 volts. So I use tacky glue to glue the case shut. It's just drying. We've got our 70 volts battery voltage, and this is ready to be put back into service. Tacky glue works well on the boxes, and there you have how I rebuild a B battery.